We'll simply add on submit, and here we will pass on login function. Now in this button tag we will add type, that will be submit. We will save the changes. Now we will open the web browser. So here if I click on this sign in, and if I add any value, then click on login. Here we have to check this one, then click on login. Now this page is getting reloaded. To fix this one, let's come back, and here we will add event.prevent default. After that we will save the changes. Now open the web browser again, click on sign in and enter the email ID and password. Then click on login by selecting this checkbox. Now this web page is not reloading. Now we will come back to the VS Code editor, and here we will add the logic. Using that we can call the APIs. To call the API we need the Axios support in the front end. For that we will install the Axios package. So to install the Axios, first we will stop the front end by using Ctrl+C and Y. Then we will add npm install Axios. Then press enter. Now the Axios package has been installed. Now again run the project using npm run dev. So now our project is running. Now we will do the API call in this onLogin function. So we will create one instance of this URL. So here we will add let new URL is equal to URL. So we have created one copy of the URL. Now we will add one if statement. In this if statement, first we will check if our current state is login. In that case, in this new URL we will append our login API, that is /API/user/login. If the state is not login, in this case the state is sign up. So here we will add new URL in the else condition, and here we will append /API/user/register. So the current state is login. Then the new URL will be the login API. If the current state is not login, then the new URL will be registered API. After that we will call the API. For that we will add const response equal to await, and here we will add the Axios package. So first we will import the Axios. So just add import Axios from Axios. After that here we will add Axios dot, and our login and register API is created using the post method. So here we will add the post, and in this one we will add new URL, and here we will set the data state. So this API will work in both login and register. If the state is login, it will hit the login API. If the state is sign up, it will hit the registered API. After that we will get one response. So here we will add if, and we will add one condition, response.data.success. So if the response.data.success is true, it means we are logged in or we have registered. So we will get one token. So to save the token, we will use one state variable where we will save the token. So let's open store context.jsx file, and here we will create one state variable and the name will be token. So we will add const token and the setter function name will be set token, and here we will add equal to use state and we will initialize it with one empty string. Now we will pass this token and set token using the context value. So here we will add token and set token. Now save this file and we will come back to the login popup.jsx file, and here after this URL we will access the set token function. So when the API will respond with the success true, here we will add set token response.data.token. So we will save the token using this set token function. After that we will save this token in local storage. So we will add local storage.set item, and here we will provide the key name token, and in the value we will add response.data.token. After that we will be successfully logged in. After that we will use this set_so_login function and it will hide the login page. For that here we will add set_so_login and we will provide false so that this login page will be hidden. After that we will add one else statement. This else statement will be executed when the response data.success will be false. So here we will add alert, and in this alert we will add response.data.message. We will save the changes and open the web browser. We will click on sign in and then click on create a new account. Here we will create a new account. So we will add the name GreatStack. In the email we will add test1@greatstack.dev, and in the password we will add 12345678. Then we will select this checkbox and click on create account. Now we are successfully logged in. Now if I inspect the web page and go to application, local storage, and in this local storage here we have one token where you can see this token. So the token has been generated successfully and we have stored it in the local storage. Now if I go to MongoDB, refresh this, and here we have the second entry where we have the name GreatStack, then we have one email test1@greatstack.dev, and this is our password. Now we can create a new account from our front end. Now we will add the logic using that when we are logged in, this sign in button will be removed and here we will get one profile icon. For that we will come back to the VS Code editor. We will come to navbar.jsx. Here in this get total cart amount, after this we will add token and set token function. Now after this div we will add one ternary operator, and here we will check if the token is not available. In that case we will provide this button, that will be sign in button. So here we will add question mark, and after this question mark we will provide this button. After that here we will add the colon, and here we will create one div. If the token is not available we will get this button. If the token is available it will display this div. This button will be hidden. So in this div we will add the class name property, that will be navbar profile. After that Here we will add one image tag. So we will add the img src, and in this src we will add assets.profile icon. After that we will create one UL tag and we will provide the class name nav profile dropdown. In this UL tag we will add one li tag, and after this li tag we will insert one HR tag, and after this HR tag again insert one li tag. So we have added two li tag and one HR tag. In these li tag we will insert one image, and in this src we will use assets dot bag icon, and in the second one we will add assets dot logout icon. After closing of this image tag we will add one p tag, and in this one we will add orders. Similarly in the second li we will add one p tag, and here we will add logout. Now we will save the changes and open the web browser. Now you can see here it is displaying the user icon, bag icon, logout icon. Because we are logged in, we have the token available. That's why it is visible. Now we will add the CSS properties for this navbar profile. So we will come back to the navbar.css file, and here we will add dot navbar profile, and in this one we will add position relative. After that we will add the CSS properties for this nav profile dropdown. So we will copy this one, and we will come back to the navbar.css file and paste it here. Here we will provide the position absolute, display none, right 0, z index 1. Now we will save the changes and open the web page. So here we have only profile icon. Now if I hover on this profile icon, still we don't have any drop down, so we will create that drop down. So let's come back. We will add dot navbar profile, hover. If we will take cursor over this profile icon, then in this nav profile drop down we will add display flex. Then we will add the flex direction column, and we will provide the gap of 10 pixel. After that we will add the background color, that will be this color code. After that we will add the padding 12 pixel and 25 pixel. Then we will add the border radius, that is 4 pixel, and here we will add the border 1 pixel solid and this color. After that we will add the outline property, this will be 2 pixel solid and white. Then we will add the list style none, so that it will remove the bullet points from the li tag. Now open the web browser. Now if I hover on this icon, here we have the li tags with orders and logout. So this drop down is working. Next we will add the CSS properties for these li tag. So here we will type dot nav profile dropdown li tag, and here we will add display flex, align items center, gap we will provide 10 pixel, and cursor pointer. After that save the changes. So now if I hover, we have these li tags. Next we will add the CSS properties for these small icons. So here we will type dot nav profile dropdown img tag, and we will set the width 20 pixel. We will save the changes. Now open the web browser. Now if I take cursor over this icon, this drop down is looking good. Next we will add the hover effect for these p tag. So just come back, we will add dot navbar profile drop down. Then we will add the li tag, and here we will add the hovered, and here we will add the color and this color code. Then save the changes and open the web browser. Now if I hover on this one and hover on these li tag, the text color is changing. That is looking good. Now we will add the functionality on this logout option. So we will come back to the VS Code editor, close this navbar.css file. Now come back to the navbar.jsx. Here we will create one arrow function and the name will be logout. So we will add const logout equal to, and this will be one arrow function. So first, when we will click on the logout, we will execute this function. So in this li tag where we have added the text logout, we will add onClick property, and in this one we will pass the logout function and save the changes. So whenever we will click on this, it will execute this logout function. For logout, we have to remove the token. So we will remove the token from the local storage. So just add local storage dot remove item, and here we have to provide the key name, that is token. After that we will add set token. From the token state we will remove the token. It will be empty string. After that, when the user will be logged out, we will send them to the home page. To send the user on the home page, we will use navigate hook. So we will add const navigate is equal to use navigate, and here we will use this navigate. So just add navigate, and we will provide the path of the home page, that is slash. We will save the changes and we will open the web browser. Now if I hover on this one and click on logout, now the user has been logged out, and here we have the sign in button. If I inspect the web page, go to application, in the local storage you can see we don't have any token. So now this logout functionality is perfectly working. Now if I again sign in, and click on this login button, we are logged in on our web page and we have the token. Now if I reload the web page, we are logged out. Now we will fix this error so that when we will reload the web page, we will not get logged out. So let's come back to the VS Code editor and we will open store context.jsx file. Here we will add the logic. Using that, the local storage data will be saved in the token state when we will refresh the web page. So let's come back, and here we will add use effect, and in this one we will pass one arrow function, and here we will add the square bracket. In this function we will add one if statement, and here we will add for the local storage. So we will add local storage dot get item with the key name token. If this entry is there, then we will execute this if block, and here we will add set token, and here also we will provide this token from this local storage. So If the local storage have the token, then we will set that token in this token state, so that when we will reload the web page, we will not get logged out. Let's come back to the web page, and if I reload the web page, still we are logged in because the token state is getting updated with the data from the local storage. Now if I click on logout, now we are logged out. It will remove the token from the local storage. Now we have successfully integrated the login functionality in our food delivery app. After that, here we have these data. These data are coming from the assets file. Now we will get this data from the database. For that, let's come back and we will come to store context.jsx file. Here first we will create one state variable with the name food list. So let's add const food list, and we will add the setter function name set food list is equal to use state, and initialize it with empty array. So we have created food list. Now we can remove this imported food list. We will save the changes. Now in this food list we don't have any item. If I go to front end, so here we don't have any item because we have not added the data in this array. Now we will create a function. Using that we can load the food items in this state from the database. So we will load these food items. So we will come back to the VS Code editor. Here we will create one arrow function and the name will be fetch food list. So we will add const fetch food list equal to, and it will be one async arrow function. And here we will call the API. So we will add const response equal to await, and here we will use the axios.get method because we have created the food list API using the get method. That's why we are using axios.get, and here we will add the URL, and in this one we will append /API/food/list. When we will hit this API, we will get all the food items. After that, we will add set food list, and in this one we will provide this response.data.data. Now we will run this function whenever the web page is loaded. Now in this use effect we will add this after this if statement. So here we will add one async function that will be load data. So just add async function and write the name load data, and in this one we will add await, and here we will call this fetch food list function that we have created here. So we can cut this if statement and add it after this statement. Now we have to call this function which is load data. So here we will call this, just add load data. Now we can save the changes and we will open the web browser. If I reload the web page, here we have all the items, but we don't have the image of the food item. To solve this one, we will come back to the food item.jsx, and here first we will get the URL. So just add URL. So we will get the URL from the context. After that, in this image src, here we will add URL plus, and here we will add the slash images slash, and in this one we will append this image URL. So save the changes and open the web browser. Now we have all the food items image. These images are coming from the backend. If I open this image in the new tab, so you can see the URL localhost 4000/images and the image name as we have defined here, URL/images/image name. Now let's check our functionality. If I click on this one and go to cart, in this cart we have this data. In the cart page we have to update the image. So we will come back to the pages folder and open cart.jsx file, and here we have the image src. So we have to use the URL here. So first we will get the URL from the context API, and here we will add URL plus, and here we will add /images slash, then we will add item.image, that is the image name. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here also the image has been uploaded. Now if I open the home page and add more items, open the cart page. Now in this cart page all the data is displayed perfectly. If I click on this cross icon, these data will be removed. Till now we have integrated the login and registered API, and we have integrated the food list that we are getting from the backend. After that, if I add these products in the cart and refresh the web page, these items will be removed. So we will add the logic using that. If we add any item in the cart, that data will be saved in the database. For that, first we have to create the APIs. Using that we can add the cart data in the database. So let's close these things and again open the backend folder. Here we will stop this project using Ctrl+C and delete this terminal instance. Now we are in the terminal, which is the backend terminal. Now we will create the APIs. Using that we can update the data in the user's cart. For that, let's open controllers folder, and here we will create a new file and we will provide the file name cart controller.js. In this file, first we will import user model from, and we will provide the path of the user model.js file. So just add /, models folder / user model.js. After that, we will create 3 arrow functions. First will be add to cart, second will be remove from cart, and the third one will be get cart. So first we will add the add to cart function. So just add comment. We will add items to user cart. After that, here we will create one arrow function that will be const add to cart equal to, and it will be async arrow function. Here we will add request and response. Then we will create one function. Similarly, here we will add one comment and we will add remove items from user cart. Here we will create one arrow function. We will add const remove from cart equal to, and this will be async arrow function. Here also we will add parameter request and response, and here we have created this arrow function. Then we will add one more comment, and in this one we will add fetch user cart data. After that, here we will type const, then we will add the function name, that is get cart. This will be one async arrow function. In this one we will add request and response, and here we have created three functions: add to cart, remove from cart, and get cart. After that we will add export, and here we will export these three functions. So first we will import add to cart, then remove from cart, then get cart. We will save the changes, and after that we will come back to the routes folder, and we will create a new file, and we will provide the name cartroute.js. Now we will use these three functions to create three routes. So we'll add import express from express. After that we will import these three functions that we have just created. So we will add curly braces, add to cart, remove from cart, and get cart. So here we have imported all three functions from the cart controller.js. After that, here we will create one express router. So we will add const cart router equal to express.router. So we have created one router. Now using this router, we will create multiple endpoint. So first we will create cart router.post method for the add to cart function. So we will add slash add, and here we will add to cart function. Similarly, we will add cart router, we will add one more post API, and the endpoint will be slash remove, and here we will add remove from cart function. Similarly, we will add one more post method, and we will provide the path slash get, and here we will use the get cart function. So we have created three API endpoint slash add slash remove slash get, where we have used add to cart, remove from cart, and get cart function. Now we have to export this cart router. So just add export default cart router. After that we will save this file, and we will initialize this cart router in this server.js file. So scroll here at API endpoints, and here we will add app.use, and here we will add the path slash API slash cart, and here we will use the cart router. After that we will save the changes. Now we will start building the logic using that if user will send the item ID, using that ID we can add one entry in their cart. When user will send the data, they will use the token to authenticate them. To decode the token, we will use the middleware, and we will provide the name authentication middleware. So we will create a new file, and we will add the name auth.js. So here we will first import the JWT from, and here we will add the JSON web token package. After that, here we will create one async add function, and its name will be auth middleware. So just add const auth middleware equal to async, and here we will take request response and callback function next. Then we will add one add function and we will export this function. So just add export default and the name of this function auth middleware. So we have created this middleware function. We will connect it with the cart route. So first we will import it here. So just add import auth middleware from middleware auth.js file. Now we will add this middleware on these three route. So in these three route, after this comma we will add auth middleware and we will add one comma. So in these three requests we have added auth middleware. After that we will come to auth.js file and we will create the middleware. So first we will take the token from the users using the headers. Then we will destructure the token from the request.header. So just add const curly braces token equal to request.headers. After that we will check whether we got the token or not. So just add not token. If the token is not available, in that case we will return one response. So just add return response.json and here we will return success false, and here we will add the message not authorized, login again. So if we don't get any token from the user, we will display this message. After that we will add the try catch block. In this try catch, if we have the token, we will decode that token. So just add const token decode equal to jwt dot verify method. Here we have to pass the token, and with that we have to provide the JWT secret, that is this secret text. So just add token. We will get this token from the user using header, and after that here we will pass the JWT secret. So just add process.env.jwt secret. So after that our token will be decoded. So while creating the token, we have passed this user ID. So when we have generated the token, we have one object with the ID. So when we decode it, we will get that ID. Now we will set that ID in request.body user ID. So just add request.body.user ID and we will set it with token decode.id. Now we will call the callback function, which is next, and we will run this one. If we get any error in this process, we will execute this catch block. So in that case we will add console.log an error, and with that we will display one response using the JSON method where we will add success false, and with that we will add the message, and in the message we will type error. We will save the changes. Now this middleware has been created. This middleware will basically take the token and convert it in the user ID, and using that user ID we can add, remove or get the data from the cart. So first we will add the add to cart functionality. Using that we can add the data in the cart. So in this function, first we will add one try catch block, and in this try block we will add the user data. So we have to find the user data, so just add let user data is equal to await, and here we will use the user model dot find one method. In this method we will add one object where we will add the condition. So the user's ID should be request dot body dot user ID. So while finding the user, we have provided this condition: user ID should be same as request.body.user ID that we will get using the middleware. So while requesting, we will not send the ID, we will send the token, and this middleware will convert the token in the user ID that we have used here in the find one method. After that, we will get all the data of that user. In this user data, we will extract the cart data. For that, we will add let cart data is equal to await, and here we will add user data dot cart data. After that, our user's cart data will be stored in this variable. After that, in this cart data, we will modify the data. So we are using add to cart functionality. So when user will have to add the data in the cart, then they will send the token, and with that they will send the item ID. So here we will add if not cart data, and here we will provide request.body.item ID. So if in this cart data there is no entry with the item ID, then we will create cart data and we will add request.body.item ID equal to 1. So if the user wants to add a product in the cart with one product ID, and from that item ID there is no entry in the cart, in that case it will create a new entry. After that we will add a logic. Using that, if that cart ID is available, then we will increase that value. So we will add cart data, we will add request.body.item ID, and here we will add plus equal to 1. After that, when that item will be added in the cart, then we have to update the user's cart with this new cart data. For that we will add the await, and we will use the user model. So just add user model dot find by ID and update. So here we have to provide two parameters that will be user's ID. So just add request.body.user ID, and the second parameter will be one object, and in this object we have to provide the new cart data. So just add cart data. So we will get the cart data. After that we will create one response using the JSON method. Here we will add the curly braces and we will add success true, and we will add message, and we will add the message added to cart. So this statement will update the cart data in the database. After that we will generate one response with success true, message will be added to cart. If there is any error in this process, then it will execute this catch block. So here we will add console.log and error, and after that we will generate one response. So just add response.json, and here we will add success false, and here we will add the message error. So we have created the add to cart functionality. Now it should work. Now we will come to Thunder client. We will click on the new request. Here we will select the post method, and we will add the endpoint address. So our endpoint is http localhost port 4000/API/cart/add. In this one, we have to send one token using the header. To get this token, let's go to previous login API, and here we will add the correct email ID. Click on send button. So here we have this token. Let's copy this. After that, in this header we will add token, and in the value we will paste this token. After that, in this body we will type the ID of the food item. So let's open foods, open this foods collection and copy the ID. Just add curly braces, and here we will add the item ID, and in this one we will paste this ID. So we have added the token in the header, and in the body we have added the item ID. Now if I click on the send button, so here we have the message success true, message added to cart. It means this product ID has been added in the cart. Now if I come back to the MongoDB web page, go to users, and for this email let's open the cart data, and for this ID we have the quantity 1. So this logic is perfectly working. If I click on the button again, send, again we have the message added to cart, and if I refresh this, now it should display the quantity 2. Let's check it. So if I expand this cart data, so yes, you can see the quantity is 2. So first time it will execute this statement to add the item to the cart, and to increase the value it is using this statement. So we have created the add to cart functionality. Next we will add the remove from cart functionality. So here also, first we will add try catch block. In this try block, first we will find the user's data using the find by ID method. So we will add let user data equal to await. We will add the user model dot find by ID method, and here we will simply provide the ID of user. So just add request dot body dot user ID. We will get this user ID from our middleware that will decode our token and convert it in the user ID. After that, we have used the find by ID method, so we can use this method instead of find one. If I want, I can remove this, and here we'll add find by ID, and here simply provide request dot body dot user ID. This will also work same. If I save this and check this one, let's click on send button. Now database is not connected. Now the database is connected, and here we have the message added to cart. So this functionality is working. So here we have used find by ID method. After that, we will get the user's data, After that, we have to extract the cart data. So just add let cart data equal to await user data dot cart data. So from the user's data, we have stored the cart data in this variable. Now we will add the if statement and we will add the condition cart data, and we will add request dot body dot item ID. First we will check for this item ID that I want to remove. From that ID, if the item is available in the cart or not. So here we will add greater than 0. So if for this ID the value is greater than 0, in that case we will add cart data and we will add a request dot body dot item ID, and we will decrement the value by 1. So we will add minus equal to 1. So for this ID, for that product ID, that quantity will be decreased. If it is 2, it will become 1. Now we will update the new cart data. So to update that one, we will use the await user model dot find by ID and update. And here we will add the user ID request dot body dot user ID. Then we will add new cart data. So just add cart data. After that, the new cart data will be updated. After that, we will create one response. So just add response.json, and here we will add success true. After that, we will add the message. In the message, we will type removed from cart. So if there is any error in this block, so it will execute the catch block. So just add console log and error, and with that we will generate one response where we will add success false, and we will add one message, and in the message we will just add error. Save the changes and we will test this API. To test this API, in this add API, we will remove this add, and here we will add remove, and we are passing the item ID. In the header we have the token. If I click on send, so here we have the message success true, removed from cart. If I open MongoDB page and refresh this, so in this cart data we have the quantity 3. If I click on send button again and refresh this one, now the quantity should become 2. So open cart data, you can see for this product ID the quantity is 2. It means the remove from cart logic is working fine. After that, we will add the functionality for this get cart. Using that, we can fetch the user's cart data. For that, here we will add try catch block. First, using the user ID, we will find the user's data. So just add let user data equal to await, and here we will add the user model dot find by ID, and we will provide request dot body dot user ID that we will get using the middleware. After that, from this user data we will extract the cart data. So just add let cart data equal to await, and here we will add user data dot cart data. Using that, the user's cart data will be stored in this variable. After getting this cart data, we will simply create one response. So just add response.json, and here we will send success true, and here we will send cart data, and we will provide the cart data. So it will generate the response with success true, and it will display the cart data. If there will be any error in the try block, it will execute the catch block. So we will add console.log and we will add error. After that, we will generate one response also using the JSON method, where we will add success false, and here we will add the message, and in the message we will provide error, and we will save the changes. So the get cart logic has been created. Now we will test this one also. Now we will come back to the request, remove this, and here we will add get in the API endpoint. To get the cart data, we don't have to provide the item ID. In the header, we have sent the token. Using that, the middleware will convert the token into user ID. If I click on the send button, so here we have the success true, and in the cart data we have the object where we have the cart data. So we have successfully created all three logics: add to cart, remove from cart, and get cart. Now we have to integrate these APIs with our front end. So we will close these tabs and we will close this backend folder and come to front end folder. Open this folder in integrated terminal. So we will run the front end. So just add npm run dev. Now we have two terminals running. First one is backend and the second one is front end. Now let's open this address in the web browser. Now we will integrate our API with our front end. So first we will open context folder, then store context.jsx file. So here we have the add to cart function. After this else statement, we will add one if statement, and here we will check if we have a token available. So whatever item is added in the cart, we will update that in the database also. So we will add await, and we will add the axios.post method, and here we will provide the URL plus our endpoint address, that is /API/cart/add. After that we have to provide the item ID. So we will add the curly braces and simply add item ID that we are getting from this parameter. So we have provided the item ID. With that we have to set the token in the header. For that, here we will add one more comma and we will add the curly braces. Here we will define headers, and in this headers we will add one object, and in this object we will set the token. Now we have to convert this function in async function. So we have added async. So this await will work. So we have added this logic, save the changes. When we will logged in, we will have the token. In that case, when we will add the product in the cart, that product will be added in the database cart data also. Now test this one. Let's come back to the web page. First we will log in, click on sign in button. We will provide the email ID user.greatstack@gmail.com. Here we will provide the password. Then click on login. Now we have successfully logged in. After that, if I add any item, we have added it one time, this one 2 times and another one 2 times. Now come back to the database, refresh this one. So here, if I open this one, you can see for this ID we have 4 items that we have added 2 times from the Thunder client, and from the front end we have added 2 times. And for this item ID we have only one quantity, and for the last one we have the quantity 2 that we have added from here. Now we will add the logic. Using that, we will click on this remove. It will remove the item from the database. For that, we will come back to the remove from cart function and we will convert it into the asynchronous function. So we will add the async keyword, and after this a statement, here we will add one if statement, and here we will add token. So if we have the token, it means the user is logged in. In that case, we will create the API request. So just add await axios.post, and here we will add the URL where we will append /API/cart/remove. So we have added the endpoint. After that, we will add the item ID that we will get from this parameter. So we will add the item ID. After that, here also we will add the headers. So just add curly braces headers, and in this headers we will add the object where we will add token. We will save the changes. Now we will open the web browser. So here we will reset the data. Let's make it 0, 0 and 0. Then click on update. So we have modified the data. If I come back to the front end, increase the quantity 1, 1 and 1 and refresh the database. So in this cart data, we have quantity 1 for all 3 products. If I click on minus to remove this product from the cart and come back to the database page, refresh this one. So now this quantity is 0. So this remove from cart functionality is successfully working, and the API is also working fine. Next we will add the logic. Using that, when we have increased the quantity 4, and if I refresh the web page, it should display the quantity 4. To fix this one, let's come back. Here we will create one arrow function that will be load cart data. So just add const load cart data equal to, and it will be one async arrow function. In this parameter we will pass token, and in this function we will call the API. So just add const response equal to await, and here we will add axios.post method. Here we will add the URL. In this one we will concat the API endpoint, that is API/cart/get. And here, to hit this API, we don't have to send anything in the body, so we'll add the empty object. Then we'll add the header in the curly braces, and in this headers we will send one token in object. After that, we will get one response where we will get the cart data. So we will save that cart data in one variable, and the name will be cart items. So we already have this cart items. So in this cart item state, we will store that data. For that, here we will add set cart items, and in this one we will provide response.data.cart_data. After that, our cart data will be loaded in this state. After that, we have to call this function whenever our page is loaded. For that, in this if statement, here we will call that function. So just add await. We will add load cart data function. Here we have to pass the token. So for token, we will use local storage dot get item, and here we will add key name, that is token. Using that, we will get the token. Now we will save the changes and open the web browser. Now if I reload the web page, still you can see the cart data is displayed here. If I make it 2 and reload the web page, still we have 2. This data is coming from this database. If I refresh this one, so here in this cart data, for this product we have the quantity 2. If I make it 1, 2, the last one 4, let's increase this one also. So we have added multiple products. Let's refresh the database. Now here we have all the quantity for different products. If I reload the web page, still we can see all the quantity that is added. Now we have successfully integrated the cart API, where we have added the logic add to cart, remove from cart and get cart. After that, we will add the logic using that user can order the product added in the cart. Now we will come back to the VS Code editor. We will close this file and we will stop the front end. So type Ctrl C, yes, and we will delete this front end terminal. So now we have the backend running in this terminal. Close this front end folder and open the backend folder. In this one, we will add the logic. Using that, we can place the order from our front end. So first, we will come to models folder and we will create a new model. So here let's create a file with the name orderModel.js. Here we will create one order model. Using that, we can save the order in our database. So first we will import the mongoose from mongoose package. After that, here we will type const order schema equal to new mongoose dot schema, and here we will add the object, and in this one we will define the structure for our order schema. So first we will add the user ID. So the user ID type will be string and we will set it as required. So just add required true. After that, we will add the items, and this item will be one array. So we will add type array and it will be required. So we will type required true. After that, we will add the amount. So we will type the amount and the type will be number. It is also required, so we will type required true. After that, we will add the address, so we will type address and its type will be object. So we will write type object, and it is also required, so we will use required true. After that we will add the status, and the status type will be string. So we will use type string, and here we will set one default value. So just add default, and in this one we will store food processing. So whenever a new order will be placed, the status will be food processing. After that we will add the date. Here we will add the curly braces, and the type will be date. And in this one we will use the default value, that will be date.now. So whenever we will place one order, so this date will be saved using the current date. After that we will come to the payment property. So here we'll add payment, and the type will be boolean, and the default value will be false. So whenever a new order will be placed, the payment status will be false. So we have created the schema for the order. Now using this schema we will create the order model. So we will type const order model equal to mongoose dot models dot order or operator, and here we will type mongoose dot model, and here we will type order, and here we will provide the order schema. So now we have created the order model. Next we have to export it. So we will type export default, and we will type the order model. Now we have made the order model. We will save the changes, and we will create the order controller. So in this controllers folder we will create a new file, and we will provide the name order controller.js. In this file we will import order model from model/order model.js. After that we will import user model from /models/user model.js. After that we will import the stripe. So we will type a stripe from stripe package. After that we will create one arrow function, and the name will be place order. Using that we can place the user's order. So first we will add one comment, and we will type placing user order from front end. After that we will create one arrow function. So we will type const place order equal to async and here we will take request and response. So we have created this function. Next we will come to routes folder, and here we will create a new file, and the name will be order route. So we will create a new file and write the name order route.js. So we have created this route file. In this order controller file we will export this place order function. So we will type export curly braces place order. Now we will save this file, and we will open order route.js file. So here first we will import express. From express package. After that we will import auth middleware from /middleware folder /auth.js. After that, we will import the function that we have created in the order controller file. So here we will type import curly braces place order. So our function will be imported here. Now using this express, we will create the router. So we will type const and we will provide the name order router for this router. So the router name is order router equal to express dot router. And we have created this router. After that, using this router, we will create multiple endpoints. So first we will create the endpoint for this place order. So here we will add order router dot post method. Here we will add the name of the endpoint. It will be /place. After that, here we will add the middleware, that is auth middleware. After that, we will add the place order function. After that, we will export this router. So just type export default, then order router. Now we will use this order router in the server.js file. In this one, we will type app.use, and here we will provide the endpoint name, that is /API/order. And here we will provide the order router. So this order router has been imported here. We have used this order router here. Now we will save this file, and now we will open the order controller.js file. Here we will add the logic. Using that, we can place the order. Before that, we will set up the stripe. To set up the stripe, we will open .env file, and here we will add one new variable, and the name will be a stripe secret key. So we will type a stripe secret key equal to, and here we will paste this secret key as a string. So we have added this secret key. To get this secret key, you have to go to official website of Stripe, and here you have to create an account. After creating the account, in the dashboard you will find the secret key of the Stripe that you can paste here. I have already created the Stripe account and I have this secret key that I have pasted here. After that, save this file and we will come back to the order controller.js file, and we will use this secret key in this file to set up the Stripe. So here we have imported the Stripe, so let's make it capital S, and after that we will create a variable, and the variable name will be Stripe. So we will type const Stripe. Here we are using a small s, and while importing the package we have used capital S. After this const Stripe, we will type equal to new, and here we will use this Stripe package. And here we have to provide the secret key. For that we will type process.env dot, and then we will use this variable name. Just copy and paste it here. After that we will save the changes. Now we have the support of a Stripe in this component. Now we will create the place order function. So first, here we will add the try catch block, and in this try block we will add the new order. So we will add const new order equal to new, and here we will use the order model. In this one we will add the curly braces, and here we will define the user ID that we will get from the middleware. So when the middleware will decode the token, that will generate this user ID. To get this user ID, we will type request.body.userid. After that, we will add the items. We will get it from request.body.items. After that, we will add the amount property, and in this amount we will type request.body.amount. After that, we will use address, and here we will add request.body.address. So we have added user ID, items, amount and address. After that, here we will type await new order dot save. After that, it will save the order in our database. When the user will place the order, after that we have to clear the user's cart. For that, we will type await user model, and here we will use the find by ID and update. So first we will provide the user's ID. So just add request.body.userid. After that, we will provide the object where we will add the cart data, and we will set the cart data with one empty object. So it will clear the cart data. After that, we will add the logic. Using that, we can create the payment link using the Stripe. To create the Stripe payment link, first we have to create the line items where we will insert all the product data, currency and unit amount and quantity. So we will type const line item equal to, and here we will use request.body.items, that is one array, and here we will use the .map method. In this map method, we will pass the arrow function, and here we will add this parenthesis. In this one, we will add the object, and here in this parameter we will take individual item. After that, here we will set the price data property. So just type price data, and here we will provide the country currency. So we will type currency, and here we will enter the currency code. So we have set up the Stripe account in India, so we will type INR. After that, we will add the product data. In this one, we will store the product's name. So we will type name, and we will provide the item dot name. After that, we will set the unit amount. So just type unit underscore amount. So our unit amount will be item dot price multiplied by 100. We will get this data in dollar. If I want to convert it in INR, so we will multiply it by 80. After that, we will add a comma, and here we will define the quantity. In this quantity, we will type item dot quantity. So here we have created the line items. After that, we will push the delivery charges in this one. To push the delivery charges in this line items, here we will type line items dot push. In this one we will add the object, and here we will type price data. Here also we will add the currency INR. After that we will add the product data, and in the product data we will add the name, and it will be delivery charges. After that we will add the comma, and here we will set the unit amount. Here we have added the delivery charges $2 in our front end, so we will type 2 into 100, and to convert it into INR we will add multiplied by 80. After that here we will add the quantity 1. Now we have created the line items. Now using this line items we will create one session. For that, here we will type const session equal to await, and we will use the stripe dot checkout dot session, then dot create method, and in this create method we have to provide the line items, and in this line items we will provide the line items. After that we will set the mode, that will be payment. After that we have to provide the success URL and cancel URL. If the payment will be successful, we will be redirected to the success page. If the payment is failed, we will be redirected to the cancel URL. So first we will define the success URL. Here we will use the template literal, so we will type backtick, and after that we will define the front end URL. So here we will type const front end URL. Now our front end will be running on localhost port 5173, so we will type localhost colon 5173. We will wrap it in the quote. So this is the front end URL. After that we will come here, and in this success URL we will add the $ curly braces, and here we will type front end URL, and after that we will type /verify question mark, and here we will add the parameter success equal to true. Then we will type $, and we will add order ID equal to $ curly braces, and for the order ID we will use new order dot underscore ID. So if the payment is successful, we will be redirected to this page after the payment. Here we have created the route verify, where we have added the parameter success true and order ID. After that we will add one comma, and we will copy and paste it, and we will change the name. It will be cancel URL. In this cancel URL, the front end URL will be same. Instead of true in the success, we will type success false. That's it. After that, this session will be created. Next, we will create one response. So we will type response.json, and in this one we will send the success true and after that we will send the session URL. So let's type session_URL, and in this one we will pass the session.url. So we have created the logic for the place order. So let's check this again. Here we have created the variable for front-end URL. We have added the front-end URL in this variable. After that we have added the try block where we are creating the new order. After that we are saving this order in the database. After saving the order in this line, we are cleaning the user's cart data. After that, whatever item we get from the user, we are using that item and we are creating this line items that is necessary for the Stripe payment. After creating this line items, we are adding one more entry which is delivery charges, that is $2, and we have multiplied it by 80 to convert in INR. After that, using this line items, payment mode, success URL and cancel URL, we have created one session and we have sent the session URL as a response. If we get any error, in that case this catch block will be executed. So here we will add the console log and the error, and we will generate the response using response.json. In this one we will type success false, and the message will be error. We will save this file, so it will restart the backend server. Now we will link this API with our front end. So let's close these files. We will close this backend folder and we will open front end folder in integrated terminal. The backend is still running, so it will be running in the background. Now we will run the front end using npm run dev. Now we will open the front end folder, then src folder, and we will open the pages, and here we will open the placeorder.jsx file. After that, here from the context we will take the token, then food list, then cart items, URL, and after that we will create the state variable where we will store the information from these form field. For that we will type const data and the setter function name is setData equal to useState, and we will initialize this variable with one object where we will add first name, it will be a string, then last name, it is also a string, then the next thing is email, it is also string, then we will type a street, then we will add the city, after that we will add the state, after that we will add the zip code, then we will provide the country, and then we will add the phone. So here we have created the state variable and we have initialized with one object where we have the properties like first name, last name, email, street, city, state, zip code, country and phone. After that we will create the onChange handler function. Using that we will save the input field data in this state variable. So we will type const onChangeHandler, and this will be one arrow function, and in this parameter we will type event, and using this event we will extract the name and value. So we will type const name equal to event.target.name. Then we will add one more variable, that is value. In this one we will store event.target.value. So here we have the name and value. Then we will call the setDataSetter function. Here we will pass the previous data, and we will add this parenthesis, then curly braces. We will change the previous data. So here we will add the name field, and in this one we will update the latest value that we will get from this event. Now this onChangeHandler function is ready. Next we have to link this handler function and data state with the input fields. So in this input field where we have the first name, let's add the name property, and we will type first name. Then we will add the onChange property. Here we will provide the onChangeHandler function. After that we will add the value property. This will be data.firstName. Similarly, in this input field we will type name, last name, onChange property, onChangeHandler, value, it will be data.lastName. This input field is for the email, so we will type name is equal to email, onChange property. Here we will add the onChangeHandler function, then value, data.email. Similarly, here we will type name, street, onChange property, onChangeHandler, value, data.street. Here we have to remember one thing. We are setting data.firstName, that will be same as the name property. After that we will come to this input field. We will type name equal to city, onChange property, and we will type onChangeHandler. Then we will add the value, data.city. Then we will add the name, state, onChange property, then onChangeHandler, value will be data.state. After that we will come to this input field. Here we will type name property, zip code, onChange property, onChangeHandler, value, data.zip code. In this input field we will add the name, country, onChange property, onChangeHandler, value, data.country. After that, on this input field we will add the name property. This will be phone, onChange property, onChangeHandler, value will be data.phone. So in all input fields, we have added the name property, on change property and value. We will save the changes and we will verify it. For that, we will create one use effect. We will pass one arrow function. In this arrow function, we will add the comma and this a square bracket. We will add the state name data. Whenever the data will be updated, it will execute this function. So in this function, we will console log the data. We will open the web page, inspect and open console. Refresh the web page. So here we have these fields. So these fields are empty. If I type something in these input field, let's add greatstack user.greatstack@gmail.com. In the street, we will type street 1. In the city, we will type city. In the state, we will type state. Here we will type the zip code. Then in the country, we will type US. And in the phone number, we will type any dummy phone number. If I open the last object in the console, here we have the city information, city, US, email address, first name, last name, phone number, state, street, and zip code. So these form data is getting saved in the state variable. So we have verified it. Now remove this use effect and remove it from here also. Save the changes. Now in this data state, we are getting all the data from the input field. After that, we will create the arrow function and the name will be place order. So using that, we will be redirected to the payment gateway. So first we will type const and the function name will be place order. So the component name is place order. This P is capital and here we are using a small p. Equal to, it will be one asynchronous arrow function. We will type async and here we will pass the event. So we have created the function. Now we will link this function with this button, which is proceed to payment. So here we will write type. It will be submit. After that, we will come to this form tag and we will add on submit. Here we will provide the function name, which is place order. So this page will be reloaded. To prevent that, here we will type event.prevent default. So it will not reload the web page whenever we will submit this form. After that, we have to call our API. Before calling the API, we have to structure all the orders data as we have created in the API. So first we will create one variable. Its name will be order items. That will be one array. In this one, we will add the cart items related data. Here we will use the foodlist.map method. And here we will pass the arrow function. In this parameter, we will send the individual item. And here we will check if our cart items have the product with this item ID. In that case, we will execute this block. So we will type let item info equal to item. So this item is one object. In this object we will add one property, that is the quantity. So here we will type item info, and in this a square bracket we will add the quantity equal to cart items, and here we will provide the item.id. Using that, from this id we will get all the quantity in this item info quantity property. After that we will add the order items dot push, and here we will add the item info. Here we are doing the mapping where we are adding the all item data with the quantity in this order items array. After that we will check whether this mapping is working fine or not. For that, here after this line we will type console log, and in this one we will console log this order items. So just type order items, save the changes, and we will open the web browser. So let's reload the web page, and we will click on inspect, then click on console. If I click on proceed to payment, so here we have the console log where we have one array. In this one we have the multiple objects. Each object has product category, description, image, price, name, and quantity. We have added this quantity using this mapping. Let's close this. Now we will add the logic using that if these fields are empty, then this proceed to payment will not work. For that we will come to this input field, and here we will add required for all the input fields. So let's select all the input fields, and in all these input fields we will type required. We will save the changes. Now if I click on this button, it is giving the message, please fill out this field. If I enter the value in this field, it is giving the message in the second field, please fill out this field. Now we have to complete all the fields of this form, then only this proceed to payment button will work. So here we have created the order items. Let's remove this console log, and here we will create one order data variable. So we will type let order data equal to, and this will be one object. So in this object we will add the address, that will be data. Here we have the data state variable, so it will be stored in this address property. After that we will add the items, and in this items we will provide the order items where we are adding the data using this mapping. So we will type order items. After that we will add the amount. In this amount we will use get total cart amount function, and in this one we will add the 2, that is the delivery charge. So we have created the order data. Now we will send this order data from our API. So here we will type the let response equal to await, and here we will use the Axios dot post method. Here we will add the URL, that is the backend URL. In this one we will concat /API/order/place. With this we will set the order data that we have created here, where we have the address data, items, and total amount. So this is the orders data. After that we will add the header. So we will add the object, and in this one we will define headers where we will store token. After calling this API, we will get the response. So here we will check if the response dot data dot success is true. In this case, we will get one session URL. So we will get that session URL. So just type const curly braces session URL equal to response dot data. So using this, we will get the session URL. Now we have to send the user on this session URL. To send the user on this session URL, here we will use window dot location dot replace. And in this one, we will provide the session URL. So we have generated the order data. Then we have sent this order data to our API, and from there we will get the response. If the response success is true, in that case, this if statement will be executed, where we will get the session URL and we are sending the users to the session URL. If the response.data.success is false, in that case, here we will add the else condition, and here we will display one alert where we will add alert error. We will save the changes and we will open the web browser. So we will fill this form, Great Stack. We will add the email address, a street, city, state, zip code, country, and phone number, and click on proceed to payment. So here we are redirected to the Stripe checkout page. Here we have the product details, Greek salad, then individual price, and this is the quantity 2, quantity 1, 2, 4. So we have all the products with their quantity. So you can see all the items, and this is the total amount. To check this payment, we will use the card. So let's search for a Stripe dummy card. Let's open this one. Then scroll this web page or just click here on cards by country. I have created the Stripe account in India. So here we will search for India, and here we have one dummy card number. Click here to copy the card number. Here we will add the email ID, then paste the card number, then add any future month and year. Then we will add any 3-digit number in this field. Here we will type the name. Let's add Great Stack and click on pay button. So here we have this 3D secure page. If I click on the complete button, this payment will be successfully executed. If I click on fail, so this payment will be cancelled. We will click on the complete button. So this payment is successfully placed, and we will be redirected to the /verify success true and order ID. If I open the database, we will open the orders collection. Click here on orders. So here we have the order ID, user ID who has placed this order. Then we have the items, the total amount. This is the total amount. Then we have the address. Here we have the object with user's address detail, and the status is food processing that we have set by default, and this is the order place date. And here we have the payment false. Here I have added the incorrect spelling for the localhost. So let's come back to the backend part. We will open controllers, order controller.js, and here we have added localhost. Let's correct this spelling, save the changes. Here also we will correct localhost. So this is the localhost port 5173 and the verify path. Now we will add the logic using that when the success is true and we have the order ID available. So using this data, we will send the data to the backend that our payment has been made successfully, and after that we will update the false status to true. If the success will be false, in that case we will delete this order because the payment is cancelled. For that we will come back to the VS Code editor, and here we will close these files and we will close this front-end folder, then open order controllers file. Here we will create one verify method. To verify the order, this is not the perfect way. The perfect way is using the webhooks, but if I go to webhooks, that will be time consuming. So here we are using a temporary payment verification system. So here we will create one function and the name will be verify order. So just add const verify order equal to, and it will be one asynchronous arrow function. So just add async. We will take request and response. We will pass this function in this export. So just add verify order. We will save the changes and we will come back to the routes folder, order route.js file. And after this line, we will add order router.post method. Here we will add /verify. And here we will use the verify order function. So this order function has been imported here. After that we will save the changes. Now here we will add the logic using that we can verify the order payment. So here first we need the order ID and success. So we will get it from the request.body. So just add const order ID, then success equal to request.body. Then we will add the try catch block. In this try block we will add the if statement. So here we will add the condition if the success is true. Here we are using the true as a string. While calling the API, we will pass this data as a string. So if the success is true, in that case, we will make the payment true. So just add await order model dot find by ID and update. Here we have to pass the order ID. With this we will add the object where we will update the payment and we will update it with true. So the payment will be true. After that we will generate the response where we will add success true. And here we will add the message that will be paid. After that, if the success is not true, it means the payment is cancelled. In that case, we will add the else statement. and here we will type find by ID and delete. So just add await order model dot find by ID and delete. Here we will provide the order ID, and after that we will add the response using the JSON method, where we will add the success, false, and here we will add the message that will be not paid. If there is any error in this try block, this catch block will be executed, so just add console.log and error. With that we will add the response also, so just add response.json, and here we will add success, false, and in the message we will add error. We will save the changes. Now we will integrate this verify order API with our front end. So close this backend folder, close these files, and we will open the front end folder. In this folder we will go to src, then pages, and in this pages folder we will create a new folder and the name will be verify. Within this folder we will create a new file that will be verify.jsx. Here we will use RAFCE. After that, for this page we will create one CSS file. So just add verify.css. We will import this CSS file in this JSX file. So just add import./verify.css. Now we will connect this page with the routes. For that we will open app.jsx file, and here we will create one more route, and here we will provide the path. It will be /verify, and here we will use the element, and in this element we will use the verify component. Then close this route. We will save the file. Now when we will open this verify page, this verify component will be loaded. So if I type A, so this A is displayed on the page. It means the verify component is working fine with the route. After that we will create the logic. Using that we can get these parameters, which is success, true, and order ID within this component. To find the URL parameter, we will use the use search param. So just add const search params, set search params equal to use search params. Now we will create two variables, and the name will be success and order ID. So just add const success equal to, and here we will use search params dot get method, and here we will provide the key, that is success. Using this we will get this value, which is true. It will be stored in this success variable. Now let's copy this one and paste it again, and here we will provide the name order ID. Here also we will add order ID. So here we will get the success and order ID. Now we will check whether we are getting the data in these variables or not. So simply we will add console log success and order ID. We will save the changes and we will open the web browser, reload the web page, right click inspect, then go to console tab. So here we have the true, and this is the order ID. So in these variables we are getting the data. After that we will get the backend URL from the context API. For that we will type const curly braces URL equal to use context, and here we will provide the store context. Next we will display the spinner on the web page until the payment gets verified. To create the spinner, here we will add the class name property verify, and in this one we will create one div and the class name will be spinner. Now we will add the CSS properties. So in this verify.css file we will add .verify class name, and here we will provide the min height 60 VH. Display will be grid. After that we will add the CSS properties for the spinner class. So just add .verify.spinner. Here we will provide the width 100 pixel, height 100 pixel, place self center. Then we will add the border property that will be 5 pixel, solid, and this color code. After that we will add the border top color, and here we will add this color code. Then we will add border radius that will be 50%. After that we will add the animation, and to add the animation we will use the keyframe. So let's add the keyframe name rotate. It will be for 1 second and it will continue to infinite number of time. So here we'll create the keyframes for this animation, and we will use this name rotate, and here we will add 100%. Transform rotate 360 degree. We will save the changes and we will open the web browser. So here we have this spinner and it will be displayed until the payment will be verified. Now let's close this CSS file, and here we will create one arrow function and the name will be verify payment. So just add const verify payment, and this will be one asynchronous arrow function. So just add async, and here we will call the API. So just add const response equal to await, and here we will use the axios.post method. In this one we will provide the URL, and in this one we will append the endpoint that will be /API/order/verify. Here we are getting the error, so let's add this parenthesis here. Next we will add the object. In this object we will send success and order ID. When we will hit this API, we will get one response. So here we will check if response.data.success. If it is true, in that case we will navigate the users on different route that will be my orders that we will create later. To navigate the user, here we will use the use navigate hook. So just type const navigate equal to use navigate, and here we will use this navigate and we will provide my orders. If the response is not true, in that case the payment will be failed. So in that case we will navigate the users on the home page. So just add navigate / we will run this function when this component will be loaded. For that, here we will add the use effect, and in this one we will pass the arrow function. Here we will add the square bracket, and here we will call the verify payment function. Now save the changes. Now the payment was verified, so we are redirected to the my orders. If I open the database and refresh this one, so here the payment is true and we are redirected to the my orders route. If I create a new order, let's go to home page, add these product, go to cart page, then click on proceed to checkout. Here we will provide the data in this input fields, create a stack, one email ID, then any dummy data. Then we'll click on proceed to payment. So here we have the payment page. We will insert the email ID. Then we will use this card number, copy this one, paste it here. Here we will add the month, year, then any 3 digit. Then we will add the name, create a stack. Then we will click on pay button. Before making the payment, we will come back to the database, refresh this, and you will see the second order will be created here. So you can see the second order where the amount is 32, where we have 2 items and the quantity is 11 and the payment is false. If I click on fail and click on back, click on leave, so the payment will be false and we will be redirected to the home page. And if I refresh the database, this order data will be removed. Let's refresh this one. So the second order data has been removed successfully. So the verify page is successfully working. Now we will close this, and after this we will create the orders page where we will list the orders. To create the order page, first we will come back to the VS Code editor. Here we will close this front-end folder and open the back-end folder. Then open this controllers folder, go to ordercontrollers.js file. Here we have to create one arrow function with the name users order. In that one we will add the logic so that we can send the users order using the API. For that, here we will add one comment and we will type user orders for front end. Then we will create one arrow function with the name users order, and it will be one asynchronous arrow function. So just add const user orders equal to async, and in the parameter we will take request and response. Then we will export this function, so just add user orders. Now save this file and we will open routes folder, then open order route.js file. Here we will create one route and the endpoint will be users order. So let's add order router dot post. We are using the post method, and here we will use the endpoint user orders. After that, here we will add the middleware that will convert the auth token into the user ID. So here we will type auth middleware. After that, here we will add our user orders function. So first we will import that function. So we are importing user orders and we will provide it here. Now we will save this file and we will come back to the order controller.js file. In this function, first we will add one try catch block. Within this try block, we will find the all orders of that user using their user ID. So just add const orders is equal to await, and here we will use the order model dot find method. So this find method will provide the all orders of that user. In this one we have to provide the filter, so just add user ID, and in this one we have to provide the user's ID that we will get from the middleware. So just add request.body.user_ID. Using that, we will get all the orders from this particular user ID and it will be stored in this orders variable. Now we will send this order as a response. So just add a response.json. Here we will pass one object where we will add the success property, it is true. With that we will add data, and in the data we will store the orders. Using that, the user will get all the order details. If there is any error in this try block, it will execute the catch block. So in this catch block we will add the console.log and error. After that we will generate one response using the JSON method where we will add success false and we will add the message error. Now we will save this file. Now we will test this API endpoint. For that we will open Thunder client. We will click on new request. Method type is post, so select the post method. Then we will use the HTTP localhost port 4000/API/order/user orders. After that, in this header we have to add one authentication token. For that, let's open the login API and we will generate one token using this email ID and password. So here we have this token. So let's copy this one, and in this header we will add token and we will paste it here in the value. So in the header we are sending this token. If I click on send button, we will get all the orders of this user. So if I click on send button, here we have received all the orders of this user. Here we have one array and in this one we have one object. We have placed one order, that's why we have one object. In this one we have the ID, user ID. Then we have items. In this items we have all the food items that we have ordered. We have the quantity and the total amount and address. So this API is perfectly working. Now we will link this API with our front end. So close these files. We will close this backend folder and we will open front end folder. Then we'll go for pages folder, and in this pages folder we'll create a new page. So we will create a new folder and we will add the name my orders. In this folder we will create a new file. So just add myorders.jsx. Here we will use RAFCE. we will create one CSS file for this component. So in this folder, we will create a new file, myorders.css. Now we will link this CSS file with our JSX file. So we will add import.myorders.css. Save the changes. After that, we will set up this page in our route. So we will open app.jsx file. Here we will create a new route. In this route, we will add the path. That will be my orders. So just add /myorders. Then we will add the element, and in the element we will provide my orders component. So add this my orders component and close this one. So route has been created. Now if I open the web page, and here if I type /myorders, so this component will be loaded here. If I open myorders.jsx file, here we will add test, and you can see this test is visible on the web page. So this my orders route is working fine. After that, here we will add the logic. Using that, we can fetch all the user's data and save it in one state variable. So first we will create one state variable with the name data. So just add const data, and we will add the setter function name set data equal to use state, and initialize it with one empty array. After that, from the context we need the URL and token. Using that, we can call the API. For that, here we will add const curly braces. Here we will take URL and token, and here we will add use context, and in this one we will provide a store context. So here we have the backend URL, authentication token, and here we have created the state variable. After that, now we will create a function, and the name will be fetch orders. So we will type const fetch orders equal to async. So the function has been created. In this one, we will call the API. For that, we will add const response equal to await, and here we will use the Axios package dot post method. After that, here we will add the URL plus, and in this one we will append the endpoint, that is /API/order/user orders. After that, in the body we don't have to send anything, so we will simply add the empty object, and after that we will add the headers. So again use the curly braces and headers. In the headers we will add the token. So it will call the API, and in this variable we will get the response. After getting the response, we can save the user's order data in this state variable. For that, we will add set data. Here we will add response.data.data. So our function has been created, and in this one we have added the logic. Using that, we can save the user's order data in this state variable. After that, we have to call this function whenever this component will be loaded. For that, we will add use effect. We will add the arrow function, and here we will add the comma square bracket. Here we will add the if statement. So first we will test if the token is available. In that case, we will run this function. if the token is not available, we will not run this function. So in this if statement, we have added the token, and here we are adding fetch orders function. So it will execute this function. Suppose user login or log out on the web page. In that case, we have to again execute this arrow function. So here in this square bracket, we will just add token. So whenever the token will be updated, this function will be executed. We will save the changes, and now we will check the response. So here we will add the console.log, and we will add response.data.data. We will save the changes, and we will open the web browser. Click on inspect, go to console, and here we have one array. In this array we have one entry. Here we have the address, amount, date, items, payment, a status, user ID and ID. So we are getting the data from the API. Remove this console.log. Now we will create the UI. Using that, we can display the user's order. So first in this div we will add one class name. So it will be my orders. Then we will add one h2 tag and add the text my orders. Then we will create one div with the class name container. In this container, we will use this data array and we will map the data. So we will add the curly braces dot map, and here we will pass the arrow function. In this one we will pass the individual order data and index number. Then we will return one div. In this div we will add a class name, my orders order. Then we will add the key property where we will provide the index. So just add key index that we got using the parameter. Now in the order we will display the image tag, and in this image we will use the assets dot parcel icon. After that we will add the paragraph tag, and in this paragraph tag we will display the multiple items. So in this API data we have ordered these 6 items. So we will display all these names one by one. To display that, we will add curly braces. Here we will use the order dot items, that is the array name. In this one we will add the map method, and in this map method we will pass one arrow function, and in this parameter we will send individual item and index number. With the item name we will display the quantity also. You can see in the data we have the quantity for this item, Greek salad, the quantity is 2. So we will display Greek salad multiply by 2. So we will add the if statement. If index equal to order dot items dot length minus 1. So using this we can access the last item of the user order, and here we will simply return item dot name, and we will concat one string that will be one cross icon. Then we will add the item quantity. So we will add plus item dot quantity. We will save the changes and open the web page. So here we have the entry, that is peri peri rolls, and the quantity is 2. So this is the last item from our all the items. After that we will add the else statement, and we will paste this return statement again, and in this one simply concat one more string where we will add comma. We will save the changes and open the web browser. Now we have all the items with their quantity. So we have total 6 items, and at the end we don't have the comma because we have added the condition here. If we are on the last item, we don't have the comma. So it is displaying all the order items. After this p tag, we will display one more p tag, and in this one we will display the order amount. For that we will add the $, curly braces, order.amount. After that we will add .00. We will save the changes, and here we have the order amount. After that we will add one more p tag, and in this one we will add items, curly braces, and here we will provide the total number of item that we will get from order.items.length. So here we have total 6 items. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this item is also working fine. After that we will add the paragraph tag for the order status. So we will add the span tag, and here we will add the hex code. After closing of this span tag, we will add one b tag, and in this one we will add the curly braces and provide order.status. Save the changes and open the web browser. So this hex code is not working. Here we will add one semicolon. Save the changes. Now you can see one bullet point, and here we have the food processing. After that we will add one button tag, and in this button tag we will add the text track order. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here we have the image, items name, price, total number of items, status, and this track button. After that we will add the CSS properties for this component. So let's come back, open myorders.css file, and here we will add the CSS property for the class name myorders. Here we will add the margin, that will be 50 pixel and 0 pixel. We will save the changes. Now we will add the CSS properties for this container class name. So let's copy this, add it here. Before that we will add my orders, then add container. Here we will provide display flex, flex direction column, gap of 20 pixel, margin top 30 pixel. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here we have the margin from the left and top. After that we will add the CSS properties for the my orders order class name. Let's copy this one and paste it here in this CSS file. Here we will add display grid, grid template column, 0.5 fraction, 2 fraction, 1 fraction, 1 fraction, 2 fraction and 1 fraction. Then we will add align item center, gap 30 pixel, font size 14 pixel. Then we will add the padding 10 pixel and 20 pixel. Then we will add the color property and we will use this color code. Then we will add the border, that is 1 pixel solid, and this color code. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here this entry is looking good. After that, we will add the CSS properties for this image tag. So just add .myOrdersOrder img tag. Here we will provide the width of 50 pixel. Save the changes. So this image width is 50 pixel now. Now we will add the CSS properties for this bullet point. So here let's add .myOrdersOrder, then p tag, span tag, and here we will use color and this color code. We will save the changes. So this bullet point is displaying in the red color. Next we will add the CSS properties for this text. So just add my orders, then p tag, then b tag. Here we will provide font weight 500, then color and this color code. Save the changes. So this text is looking good. After that, we will add the CSS properties for this track order button. So we will come back to the VS Code editor and we will add .myOrdersOrder button tag. Here we will add border none, padding 12 pixel and 0 pixel, border radius of 4 pixel, background color, and we will use this color code. Then we will add cursor pointer and we will add color and this color code. Save the changes and we will open the web browser. So this track order button is looking good. And here we have added the cursor pointer. After that, we will add the media query so that this my order page will be responsive for a smaller screen. So just come back to the CSS file. We will add the @media. We will add the condition max width 900 pixel. Here we will add the class name my orders order. We will provide grid template column 1 fraction, 2 fraction and 1 fraction. Then we will add the row gap that will be 5 pixel. Then we will add the font size 12 pixel. After that, we will add the class name, then button tag. In this one, we will decrease the font size. It will be 10 pixel. Save the changes. Now click on inspect. If I decrease the size, you can see this is how it will be displayed in the smaller screen. Now if I open the home page, if I click on this button to add the product in the cart, we have set the quantity 3 and 2. We will open the cart page, click on proceed to checkout. Here we will add the details. Then click on proceed to payment. So it will open the payment page. Now to make the payment, we will use the dummy card number. So we will select this card number, copy this one, paste it in this card information area. Here we will add the month and year. Then we will add any 3 digit. Here we will add the name and click on pay. Then click on complete payment. So the payment has been completed. Now we are on the my orders page and here it is displaying the second order where the quantity is 2, price $74 and the status is food processing. Here we have the track order button. So our my order page is perfectly working. After that, we will add the logic so that when we click on logout, then we cannot see this order page until we log in again. So so this page will be hidden. So just come back to the code file. We will open place order page, and here we will add the use effect hook. So let's add use effect. In this one we will pass one arrow function, and it will be executed whenever our token gets updated. So just add token, and then we will add one if statement. Here we will add the condition not of token. So if the token is not available, then this if block will be executed. So whenever this block will be executed, we will be navigated to the cart page. For that, here we will use the use navigate hook. So just add const navigate equal to use navigate. After that, in this if block we will add navigate, and we will add /cart. With this one we will add one more condition. We will add else if, and that will be if our cart is empty. In that case we will send the user on the cart page. So just add get total cart amount, and if it is 0, in that case the cart will be empty, so we will again send them to the cart page. So just add navigate and /cart. Save the changes and open the browser. If I click on proceed to checkout, so we will be redirected to the cart page. If I log in on this website, and right now the cart value is 0, and if I click on proceed to checkout, so it will be redirected to the cart page only. If I add any item in the cart, then go to cart page, click on proceed to checkout, so it will display the order page. So this logic is perfectly working. After that we will close this file. After that we will add the function for this orders option, so that if I click here, it will open the my orders page. For that we will open the VS Code editor. We will open components folder, navbar.jsx file. So here we have to add onClick property in this li tag, and here we will pass one arrow function. We will call this navigate function, and in this one we will provide the path /myorders. We will save the changes, and we will open the web browser. Now if I go to profile and click on orders, so it will open the my orders page. So here we have completed the front end part, where we have added the feature for add to cart. Then you can see the product in the cart page. Then we can click on proceed to checkout and place the order. So we have set up the payment gateway, and after completing the payment, our order will be displayed on this my orders page. After that, let's come back to the VS Code editor, and you have to remember one thing. Our front end is running on this address, so we have to mention it in the backend project within order controller.js file. At this place, if the port number is different, then in this front end URL we will add the different port number. If it is 3000, we will add the port 3000 here. If we are deploying the project online, in that case whatever our front end URL is, that we will place here. Now we will close all the front end files and stop this front end. We will click on Ctrl C, yes. Let's delete this terminal also. Now close this folder. Now we will add the logic. Using that, we can display all the users' order in our admin panel. So we will open this admin folder in integrated terminal. and run this. So just add npm run dev. Now we will open this address in our browser. So here we have the add items page and list item page. Now we will create this orders page. Before creating the orders page, first we will create the API so that we can get the all orders from all the users from our API. So in this backend folder, we will go to controllers and order controllers.js file. And here we will add one arrow function. Using that, we can find all the orders of all the users. So just add one comment and we will add listing orders for admin panel. Then we'll add one arrow function and its name will be list order. So just add const list orders equal to async. In this parameter, we will take request and response. Now we will export this function. So just add comma list orders. Now we will open routes folder, order routes.js file. Here we will add one get method. So just add order router dot get and the endpoint name will be /list, and after that we will use the list order function that we have created in this order controller.js file. So first we will import that in this line. So just add list orders and here we will use that list orders function. We will save this file. Now open order controllers.js file. Here we will add the logic to fetch all the order details. So first we will add one try and catch block. In the try block we will add const orders is equal to await and we will use the order model dot find. Using that we will get all the orders data in this variable. Now using the API we have to send this. So just add response.json success true. Then we will add data property. In this data property we will send this orders. If there is any error in this try block, so it will execute the catch block. So just add console.log error and we will add one response using the JSON method. So the success will be false. With that we will add one message property and here we will add the message error. We will save the changes. Now API has been created. Now we have to test this. So we will open Thunder client. We will click on new request. The method type is get. Here we will use the HTTP localhost 4000 /API/order/list. If I click on send button, so here we have the success true and here we have the data property, that is one array, and in this one we have objects that display all two orders. So we have two objects here. So this API is perfectly working. Now we have to integrate this API with our admin panel. So we will open the admin folder, src, pages, order.jsx file. Here first we will create one state variable where we will store the data coming from the API. So just add const orders, then set orders equal to user state, and we will initialize it with empty array. After that we will create one arrow function and its name will be fetch all orders. So we will add const fetch all orders equal to async. So arrow function has been created. In this one we will call the API. To call the API, before calling the API we will destructure the URL, and we will get this URL from app.jsx file where we have passed the URL as a prop, and here we have defined our backend URL. So here we will get the URL. Now we can do the API call. So just add const response equal to await axios dot get, and here we will provide the URL, and in this one we will append the endpoint, that is /API/order/list. So after that we will get all the data in the response. Because it is a GET request, so we don't have to pass anything as body and headers. After this we will add one if statement where we will add the condition. If response.data.success is true, it means we are getting the order data. In that case, we will store the order data in this orders state. So let's add set orders, and here we will provide response.data.data. To check this data, we will add one console log, and we will add response.data.data, and after that we will add the else statement. If there is any error, in that case this response.data.success will be false and this else condition will be executed. So here we will display one toast notification. So just import the toast. So let's type import toast from React Toastify. After that, here we will add toast.error, and here we will display one text, that is error. After that we have to run this function whenever this component will be loaded. For that we will add use effect. In this one we will pass one arrow function, and here we will add the bracket. In this one we will call this fetch all orders function. Save the file and we will open the web browser. If I click on inspect and go to console tab, here we have one error, Axios is not defined. So we have to import the Axios. So just add import Axios from Axios package. Save the changes and reload the web page. So here we have one array. In that we have two order details. So this API is perfectly working. Now we will use this orders data to display the orders on this order page. To display the orders, here in this div, we will add one class name property. It will be order and one more class name which is add. Then we will add one h3 tag and write the text order page. After this text we will add one div with the class name order list. Inside this div we will map our orders. So just add curly braces, orders.map method, and here we will pass one arrow function. So we will use the small bracket, and in this one we will add the HTML structure, and that will display all the orders. So just add div, and here we will add the class name property, that will be order item. Then in this div we will add the key property, where we will pass the index. So from this parameter we will take the individual order, and with that we will pass the index number, and in this key we will provide this index. Within this div, first we will add the image tag, and in this image src we will use the assets. So first we will import the assets. So here we will type import curly braces assets from // assets folder / assets file. Then here we will provide assets dot parcel icon. After this image tag, we will add one div tag, and within this we will provide one p tag, and in this p we will provide a class name. It will be order item food. Here we will display all the items name. So we will add the curly braces. Just add order.items.map, and here we will pass one arrow function. In this parameter we will take the item and index. After that, here we will add the if statement. In this one we will type if index equal to order.items.length -1. In that case, here we will return item name, and in this one we will concat one string where we will add this cross icon. Then we will concat the items quantity that we will get from item.quantity. After that, here we will add the else statement, and here we will add the curly braces. We will return item.name plus this cross icon, then plus item.quantity. After that we will add one more string, that is comma. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here we have the order page, this image, then order items name and quantity. So here we are checking if it is the last item. So at last item we have the name and quantity, but we don't have the comma at the end. And for other items we have added one comma. After closing of this p tag, here we will create another p tag, and in this one we will add the order item name. Here we will add the curly braces, and here we will add the user's first name and last name. So just add order.address.first name. After that we will concat one string where we will simply provide one space. After that we will concat the last name. To get the last name we will type order.address.last name. We will save the changes. So here you can see the name of user who has placed the order. So we have used this name GreatStack while placing one order. After that we will display the user's address. To display the address we will add the p tag, and in this one we will add the class name order item address. In this one we will add the p tag, and in this one we will display the street address. So just add the curly braces. We will add order.address.street. In this one we will concat this comma. After that we will add the p tag, and here we will type order.address.city. Then we will concat the string where we will add the comma and space. After this city we will display the user's state. So just add order.address.state, and here also we will add the comma and space. Then we will add order.address.country. Then we will concat one comma and a space, and after this string we will concat the zip code. So just add order.address.zipcode. If we will save the changes and open the web browser, so here we have the street, city, state, US, and this zip code. While placing the order, we have entered the street, city, state, US, and this zip code. And in the second order, we have added this AAA in all the fields. That's why it is displaying this A. After that, we will display the user's phone number. So let's remove this p tag and we will convert it into div tag. So it will be div. In this one, we have 2 p tag. So there is no changes here. So after closing up this div, we will add 1 p tag, and in this one we will display the user's phone number. So we will add the class name property, and it will be order item phone. And here we will add the curly braces, order.address.phone. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So here we have the user's phone number. After that, we will display the item quantity. For that, after closing of this div, we will add 1 p tag, and in this one we will add items. Then we will add the colon and we will add curly braces, order dot items dot length. We will save the changes. So here we have the number of items, item 2, item 6, and here we have the 6 items name. This is the 2 items name. After that, we will show the order amount. So we will create 1 p tag. Here we will add $, curly braces, and here we will type order dot amount. Save the changes. So here we have the billing amount, that is $224 and $74. After that, we will create a select menu so that we can change the order status. So while placing the order, if I go to orders data, you can see the order status is food processing by default. So we'll create a select menu so that we can change the status to out for delivery or delivered. For that, let's come back, and here we will create a select menu. So just add the select tag, remove this name and ID, and here we will use the 3 option tag. So we'll type option into 3. So here we will add the same thing in the option text and value. So we will type food processing. That will be the by default status. After that, we will add out for delivery. After that, we will type the third status, which is delivered. Save the changes. So here we have the option to change the status. After that, we will add the CSS properties for this order page. So first, we will add the CSS properties for this class name order item. Let's copy this one, open order.css file. Here we will use display grid template columns, and here we will provide the 0.5 fraction, 2 fraction, 1 fraction, 1 fraction and 1 fraction. It will be FR. After that we will add the align items. Start, gap will be 30 pixel, border will be 1 pixel solid, and this color code. Then we will add the padding, that will be 20 pixel, margin will be 30 pixel and 0 pixel. Then we will add the font size, that will be 14 pixel. And at the end we will add color and use this color code. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So for each order we have the entry, and now we will add the CSS properties for the class name order item food and the another class name order item name. So let's add dot order item food, comma, dot order item name. Here we will provide the font weight 600. Save the changes. Now open the web page. So this name and the item is looking good. After that, here we will add the class name dot order item name, and here we will add the margin top 30 pixel, margin bottom 5 pixel. Save the changes. So here we have the gap between the item name and user's name. After that we will add the CSS properties for this address. So we will copy this class name order item address. We will paste it in the CSS file. Here we will add margin bottom 10 pixel. We will save the changes. So here we have the margin between the address and mobile number. After that we will add the CSS properties for this select menu. So here we will add dot order item, then select tag, and here we will provide the background color, and this is the color code. Then we will add the border 1 pixel solid, and here we will use the color code. After that we will add the width. In the width we will add the max property 10 VW and 120 pixel. Then we will add the padding, it will be 10 pixel, and here we will select the outline none. We will save the changes and open the web page. So here our select menu is looking good. After that we have to make this page responsive, so we will add the media query. So here we will type at media, and we will use the condition max width 1000 pixel, and here we will add the class name order item, and here we will add the font size 12 pixel. Then we will add the grid template columns 0.5 fraction, 2 fraction and 1 fraction. After that we will add the padding, that will be 15 pixel and 8 pixel. Then we will add dot order item, select tag, and in this one we will provide the padding of 5 pixel, font size of 12 pixel, and after that here we will add the order item img tag, and for this one we will provide width 40 pixel. We will save the changes and open the web browser. So if I inspect this web page and reduce the screen size, So you can see this is how this layout is displayed. So we have created the order page also. Now we will create the API. Using that we can select this option and change the status, and that status should be saved in the database. For that we will close these files and we will open the backend folder. Go to controllers folder and here we will open order controller.js file. So here we will create a new API for updating the status. So just add comment and we will add text API for updating order status. After that we will create one arrow function and its name will be update status and it will be asynchronous arrow function. So just add const update status equal to async, and here we will add request and response. After that we will pass this function in this export. So just type update status, and after saving this file we will open route folder, then order route.js file, and here we will create a new API and its method will be post. So just add order router.post method, and here we will add the endpoint name that will be /status, and here we will use the update status function that we have created using this order controller.js file. So here we will import that function. So just add comma update status, and we will use this update status function here. After that we will save this file and we will come back to the order controller.js file. Here first we will add one try catch block. In this try block, first we will find the order by using the ID, then we will update the value. We will get the order ID and status from the request.body and we will send that while calling the API. So here we will type await. Then we will use the order model dot find by ID and update. In this method, first we will provide the order ID that we will get from the body. So just add request.body.order ID. After that we will add the curly braces, and here we have to update the status. So just add a status, and in this status we have to update the value that we will get from the request.body. So just add request.body.status. After updating this, our status will be updated in the database. After that we will generate one response. So just add response.json. Here we will add the curly braces, and in this one we will add success true. After that we will add the message where we will add a status updated. If there is any error in this process, then this catch block will be executed. So we will type one console log and we will log the error. After that we will generate the response using the JSON method, and in this one we will type success false, and we will add the message also. So in the message we will add error. We will save the changes and we will test this API. To test this API, first we need the order ID. We will get the order ID from the MongoDB. So here we have this order ID. Let's copy this one. Then we will come back to the VS Code editor. We will open the Thunder client, click on new request. It will be post, and here we will use the API. http localhost port 4000/API/order/status. After that, in this body, we will add order ID and paste the order ID. With that, we need the new status. So just type status, and in this status, we will type out for delivery. Then we'll click on the send button. So here we have one error. So let's see why we are getting this error. We will open order route.js file. So here we have added the incorrect spelling. So let's correct it. It will be a status. Save the changes, and now again click on the send button. So here we are getting the message success true, and the message is a status updated. Now if I open the web browser and refresh it, so this status should be updated. So refresh this web page. So here you can see the status out for delivery. So this API is perfectly working. After that, we will link this API with our admin panel. So we will close this backend panel. Here we have two terminals. First backend is running, and here we have the admin panel. So let's open the admin folder, src, pages, orders, order.jsx file. Here we will create a functionality using that when we select other option, then it will update the order status. So to create that, let's come back, and here we will create one arrow function, and its name will be a status handler. So just add const status handler, and it will be one asynchronous arrow function. In this one we will pass the event, and with that we will pass the order ID. We will create the arrow function, and now we will link this function with the select tag. So come here in the select tag, and here we will add the onChange property, and here we will pass the arrow function, and in this arrow function we will pass the event, and here we will call the status handler function. In this one we have to pass the event, and with that we have to pass the order ID. To get the order ID, we will type order._ID. After adding this onChange property and a status handler, we will add one more thing, which is value property. And in this one, we will add the order.status. We will save the changes. Now we will check whenever we will select another option, it is calling this function or not. For that, simply we will add console.log event and order ID. Save the changes and open the web browser. Let's refresh this web page and inspect it. Go to console tab. And if I select another option from this drop down, here we have one event and here we have the order ID. So we are getting the event and order ID. After that, we will add the logic using that whenever we will change the option from drop down, that changes will be reflected in the database. For that, here we will call the API. So just add const response equal to await, and here we will call the axios dot post method. Here we have to provide the backend URL. So we will type URL, and in this one we will concat the endpoint address, that is /API/order/status. After that, here we have to send the body, so just add curly braces, and here in the body first we will set the order ID. So just add order ID, then we will send the status. So here we will type a status, and we will get this status from event.target.value. After that we will get the response. So here we will check if the response is success. In that case we will execute this if block. In this if block we will call this fetch all orders function. So this data will be refreshed. For that, here we will type await, and we will call the fetch all orders function. We will save the changes and we will refresh the web page. So if I select the out for delivery from this drop down and refresh the database, so for this order the status is out for delivery. Here we are getting extra space, so we will correct it. Remove this space. Save the changes. If I select delivered for both orders and refresh the database, so you can see the both order status is delivered. If I reload the web page, you can see the updated status here, which is delivered. So we have created this functionality successfully. After that, we will check if we are updating the status here, whether our front end status is getting updated or not. So now we will run the front end, back end and admin panel together. So here our admin panel is already running at this port number 5173, and backend is also running on port 4000. Now we will run the front end. So open the front end folder in the terminal. So here we have three terminals: backend, admin and front end. Here we will type npm run dev. So our front end is running at port number 5174. So we have to update this address in the backend controller order controller.js file. So we will update this port number. It will be 5174. Save the changes. And after that, let's open this address in the web browser. So here we have the admin panel and this is the front end. Now click on the login. We will add this email ID, password. Then we will log in on the web page. If I open the orders page, so here the status is delivered. So you can see the status delivered for both orders. If I change the status out for delivery from the admin panel and refresh this web page, so you can see the status has been updated for the front end. It is out for delivery. After that, we will add the functionality. Using that, we don't have to refresh this web page to check the status. For that, we will add the functionality on this track order button. When we will click on this button, it will update the current status. So we will come back to the front end folder. We will open this src folder, pages, my orders page, and here we will run this function fetch orders whenever we will click on this track order button. For that, in this track order button, we will add the onClick property, and here we will provide the function name, which is fetch orders. Save the changes. Now if I change the status delivered from the admin panel and come to my orders page on front end and click on this track order, so it will update the status. So now we don't need to refresh the web page to check the status. We will click on track order and it will display the updated order status. Now we have successfully created the full stack food delivery app and we have added the name Tomato. So now we have created all the functionalities so that we can add the product in the cart, we can remove the product from the cart, we can place the order. So if I add Great Stack, in the email ID we will add this email ID, and in the street if I add 123 Main Street, in the city we will type any city, in the state we will type any town, in the zip code we will add 12345, in the country I'll type US, and in the phone number we will add one dummy phone number and click on proceed to payment. So we will be redirected to the payment page. To make this payment successfully, we will search for a Stripe dummy card. We will open this link. Here we will select cards by country, and here we will search for country for which we have created the Stripe account. So let's copy this card number. Here we will provide the email ID, card number, then select any future month and year, add any 3-digit number, add the cardholder name and click on pay. Then click on complete payment. So the payment has been completed, and here we have the third order. So by default the status is food processing, and if I open the orders in the admin panel and select the status out for delivery and click on track order, so it will display the out for delivery. If I click on delivered, so here it is displaying delivered. So we have successfully created the full stack food delivery app using the React.js, Express.js, MongoDB and Node.js. And in the admin panel we have created the product add page, product list page and order details page. Here we have created the functionality for login, logout and register, my orders page, cart page. If I click on logout, so now we have the login form. So finally we have completed this full stack food order website. If you want the source code of this full stack project including backend and payment integration, I have given the link in the description below. And don't forget to link this project in your resume. It will make your resume stand in the top 1% and help you to secure a high paying job. I hope this video was helpful to you. Do subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed yet. Thank you so much for watching this video.